Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back to the show. We are joined by architect and pro tennis player extraordinaire John Riggio, joining us today with not only his history, his book, his work ethic, and all of his stories. We have a breaking news story coming up right now. John, I got to say congratulations, but tell us what the news is.
Yeah, thank you. So my book that I have here, that is my own court, The Life Story of Tennis Legend John Riggio. I received an award. They sent me an email that their book club read my story and they really like it. And they gave me the award for the most inspiring read. And I have the certificate. They sent me the certificate. It's right here.
Congratulations.
And this is from
Oh my gosh.
book club called Fusotic Book Club.
Congratulations.
Fusotic
Oh my
Book Club.
gosh.
And these days, they send me this and I was able to put it on my Facebook page and everything. And it's written right there. They really gave me a very nice thing here. It says here, honoring a powerful life story that reflects discipline, intellect, resilience, and purpose, and the enduring impact of storytelling on community and connection. And this award is coming through from New York City.
Yay!
The first award they gave me the official certificate here. Shows
Congratulations.
the signature of the club officials and the designation of the most inspiring read.
Aww.
So, nice for me. And then this is the book that they gave me the award for. This is the paperback copy. It's easy to buy on the internet. Just go on any pages, go to Amazon, go to Barnes & Noble, Kobo. Thrift Books is right there, very easy to buy. And so that was really good. That was a nice thing they sent over to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really happy. So I put all the different things on the social media this morning, and everyone could read about it, and of course get a copy of my book and read it. Go and just get the ebook. It's okay. It's only about $9.99.
Mm-hmm.
And you can always translate it into any language, read it very easily, and that is really good.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Well, congrats. Wow, wow, wow. And for those out there wondering, where do we pick up a copy? Where do we find the book?
Yeah, you can just go to the internet. You go on to Amazon. Amazon has a hard copy version of the book with the paperback, and it has the ebook. I usually have the other books that circulated on the paperback and the ebook. You can find it at all the major stores, Barnes & Noble, Thrift Books. I noticed it's on A-Books, it's on eBay. It's on a lot of bookstores. You can get the ebook or the paperback very easily. Sometimes they have discounts also. If you go onto, and particularly the Amazon, they run a discount on the book every once in a while too. You need to save a few dollars.
Aww.
So that was a really pleasant surprise, and I have it there, and it's just really good. So today, I just have a couple things, really good ones. I can just go over a nice tennis tip, and then I'm going to talk about the third and last part of my story about my entertainment girlfriend, Liz. The tennis tips, I just wanted to point out, because a lot of people these days, they look at YouTube, they see the instructional videos. And if you watch the instructional videos on YouTube, you can see, particularly like they show like a top spin serve.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the instructions for a top spin serve, a lot of times they say when you hit the ball, you just brush the ball.
Correct.
You'd brush along the side of the ball, but you can never hit the ball brushing along the ball. I think they're just using the wrong words to describe what they're talking about. The best way to really understand that idea, particularly to hit a top spin serve, is to really have your hands, your wrist, and your arm very tight, holding together. Then you would then use your other hand to adjust the racket to position it correctly. So if you're serving, you would position it as a continental. If you're going to do another type of serve, you would then rotate the racket head. Now, what you do is you don't want to brush anything. You want to really adjust that racket head and keep your arms stiff. And then you want to hit it like you're hitting, say, playing billiards, like a cue ball. So you're hitting the ball using the shape, the angle of the racket compared to where your arm is. And then by doing that, that makes the ball spin with a top spin. The same exact idea is for, say, a slice serve. You would do the same idea, position the racket using the one hand to adjust it. So you're just adjusting it, say, like a little corner turn to get that slice. But your hand, your wrist, your arm is very tight. You don't want to move it around. You want to keep that as tight as possible. Then use the angle of the racket, the strings of the racket, the angle of the strings to just hit right on that ball. If you hit right on that ball using the angle, it's going to create a curve. It's going to go all the way to the side. And that same idea you would use in all of your shots, particularly, say, a backhand slice, things like that. You don't want to start to get into moving your wrist at all, like you're gonna loop around the ball, or you're going to do same thing with the serve. As I explained, a lot of people say to brush the ball, but if you ever try to brush tennis ball, it's not going to move forward. It's not going to go over the net. And you'll have a problem where the ball isn't going to go over the net very good. So the idea is really always to get a nice swing on the ball, but just utilize the angle of the tennis racket with the strings, and then utilizing those strings, you hit up the ball right on those strings, and they're going to go so fast across the court. And so that is really the best way to really hit the ball. I think today I was watching some of those YouTube instructions. Some of the wording doesn't really describe really how you have to hit the ball. And I always explain that to students. I teach on Sunday mornings. I go through all these different basic lessons, and I always explain, and it's a proven result because I always have them do the different hits on the ball, the serve right then and there, right on the court, and I can see them really learning very quickly, and it's proven to work very good. So that's really one of my tennis tips. So really, to get into some nice entertainment stories, I put together some really good things. One of them is just to get to the moral of the story. What happened is you have to get the picture. I'm playing at Sutton East. It's my own tennis center. I have my sponsors there. I have a really big contract and millions of others at that point. And with that, I continue into the world of people who are also entertainers, have contracts. And with that, I made one friend, and her name was Liz. And so I started to get to know Liz, and like I had said on a couple other shows, really just to recap, she really had a very interesting story. She was there to become an entertainer. And I think initially it wasn't easy for her. She didn't get any kind of a job or an role or anything right away. She wasn't sure what she was going to do. She just told me that she was sent to go to New York City and try to make her way into entertainment. And I think the only strangest thing I had said is some of the basis of her coming there turns out was that when she was young, she was kidnapped and held for ransom, and she had to go into this adult industry. But her entertainment career might not have taken that path. It wouldn't have given her anything to do. So I made friends with her, and she told me this thing with her getting entertainment isn't going very good. She's going to have to sleep in the alleyway. So I immediately gave her some money so she would sleep in a hotel room. Now, the thing is, I just described that, but that was just a little tip of the story. So they get the idea. I'm playing at Sutton East. Everything's going great. My career's going great. I don't have her kind of problems.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened is, since she's my friend, she was interested even in getting married.
Mm-hmm.
She was coming there on whenever she can. She was stopping by, and it wasn't done even through the entertainment at that time. It was just the association, since we were able to meet in there, which was very good because it's nice and insulated. No one coming around bothering us or anything. And so from there, she continues to stay in the hotel.
Okay.
But she gives me a call on the phone. Tells me she's running out of money.
Oof.
She's has to leave where she's staying. They don't want her there anymore. And I told her that she has an idea where she can go to another hotel. So I told her to go there, and I will pay them with my credit card. Yeah. So that's what she did. She went to another hotel.
Okay.
And I talked to the desk there at the hotel. They gave them my credit card, paid for the hotel, and then I did the same thing with some food and everything. She went to the food store, and I paid for some food. And so this went on for a short time. Now, what happened is, me and Liz, since she's really my girlfriend and my boyfriend, we were talking like every night at a certain time. We set a time to talk on the phone. It's pretty simple. It isn't a big deal. I think everyone does things like that. But what happened is, she got into a situation where, for some reason, since I paid for her hotel room and expenses and things like that to try to help her out, they started to influence her. I think even the people at the desk were saying that they had me down as her father. And I don't know if she talked to her mother, but they gave her this crazy idea that since I'm paying for her things at a motel, and the reason she's at the motel is because I was still living at home, my parents' house, and my mother would not let her come there. My mother did not want us sleeping together in the house. So she did not let her help her.
Yeah.
And how this situation started. In the meantime, I was really interested in this, looking for an apartment for us to move into, things like that. It already started to happen. I was very young. I was like 19 going on 20 years old or something. It was very young. And she was telling me that when she's there, she's really there because she's told she has to get into entertainment. She's really getting forced to do this, so she has to do it. So while she's there, I went over. I was worried about it. I went over to where she's staying. So she was really staying in a motel, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. She's all alone. Yeah. It wasn't such a happy story. I think when I saw her in the hotel room and checked out where she's living, it wasn't going there happy because she was told that I have to play like I'm her parent. But nothing was going very good, and she did not look happy at all. And it was sort of like they showed that kid that was a TV actor when he was young, and he fell down hard times and went into finding someone helped him with the motel.
Yes, I forget. Yes.
That's sort of the feeling when I was there. Things were not going good. But we were trying to host it, and I was trying to find a way to get things to go better for us. So what happens is she calls me on the phone a few days later. She tells me she met a producer. Now, I think in the news also, there's a lot of things with those producers with females making careers, and then a lot of things happen to them. Some of them might get killed. The same exact thing was happening to her. She met someone. She explained she had a real nice car, was going to give her money, was going to get her into an acting role in some kind of commercial or movie or something. And then she just wanted to tell me that I don't have to really pay anymore for her. She's going to start to make some kind of money. Well, of course, in just a few hours, the whole thing came up so horribly bad. What happens is Liz told me what had happened, and she told me that the producer really didn't like her, ended up really hitting
Mm.
her hard, beating her up or something. And she was unconscious on the floor of her motel room.
Mm.
Wasn't just unconscious. What happened is on our assigned time to talk to each other, I called her.
Yeah.
No one answered. I kept calling over and over again. Someone answered the phone. A female answered the phone. And I, said, okay, is that you, Liz? And she said, no. She said, something really bad happened to your girlfriend. And she was saying, do you
Ah,
care for her? Do you want to help her?
ah,
I
ah.
said, yes, I'm her boyfriend. Of course I want to help her.
Uh-huh.
She said, okay, good. They're really happy. Because she said, you know what she said? She's going to call the ambulance and she's going to have her go to the hospital because she said my girlfriend looks like she's dead on the floor. Doesn't look really like she's even alive. So they gave me the name of the hospital. They're very nice. They really do really great. And just by luck, Liz was in the hospital for a few days. She was in a coma. And just by chance, she was able to get out of the coma. So what I did, as soon as they had given me the information for the hotel, I went there one or two times. First time, of course, she wasn't on the list. The second time, they're trying to find her. She isn't in good condition at all. And then the next time I went there, and they told me her condition is stabilized, but I cannot see her. They asked me, who am I? I told them I'm the boyfriend. She said, no, it's not a close enough relationship. It has to be one of the parents or the brothers or sisters. And so I could not go there and visit her, which was pretty sad. But I think that's pretty standard. And that it didn't sound strange.
Yeah.
So just by chance, it was a couple days took place. She recovered, and she gave me a call on the phone and asked me to pick her up at the hotel, at the hospital to check out. So I said, okay, I'll so ready to go. No big deal.
Sure, yeah.
And what happened is what happened is a few minutes later, the phone rang again. I was just getting to my car, and I call her. They get me back on the phone again, and I talked to Liz, and Liz says, I don't have to come. Her mother just arrived. And what I did is she put the mother on the phone. Now, what happened is her mother, she must have made up a fantasy of what is happening. She started to see she didn't act nice or happy because she didn't know if I didn't have help her daughter, the daughter would not have lived. They told me the 100% she would have expired on the floor dead.
Yeah.
She explodes up at me, says, you patronizing my daughter and all kinds of made up stories. And I had to stop her. I said, I'm the tennis star she kept coming to. I'm just a few years older than her. And she calmed down. And then she switched it. She switched it over. She realized what's happening. And she said, okay, she was very happy. She said, thank you.
Okay.
So from that, Liz was taken back to her home with her mother. They did not live in New York. They lived in another state. So she went all the way back home. And what happened is I did see Liz like a number of months later. She recovered from her problems, was in college.
Okay.
And she was pretty strong. She was able to really
oh my gosh
handle this. She was able to recover, and she did come back on like one of the college breaks. She was back in New York, and although I think her mind sort of forgot about that whole thing, it took a while for her to realize what's happening. Unfortunately, she really didn't recognize me, which is pretty understandable given the kind of traumatic experience she suffered. But I think over the years from that time, so I knew her since I was like 19, so I was like the age of like 44 years old or something like that. And I knew her a long time. So I think between that time, I met her a number of times. We stayed friends, and then we had that little experience at the nightclub when I stopped her. They plotting to kill her. I stopped that. I stopped a couple of times. They really wanted to kill her. So just by chance, I ended up helping her over the years.
Oh my gosh!
And I think so after I had my own marriage, I had family, and got divorced. Me and Liz, we finally were able to meet again, and she was interested to get married. She was even interested to go all the way back to that original name, Jack Rackett. she really liked the name Racket. I didn't say, but the name Jack and Racket were really good with a lot of people. They think it's a nice name. Maybe they thought the name John was a little too simple.
Yeah.
They liked the name Jack Racket, so she wanted to get married, even
Oh
using
my gosh.
like what we use like a stage name, like
Stage
even,
name, I was gonna say, yeah.
which is a fun thing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That was interesting, and so that whole story was really interesting, and she um, was pretty strong over the years to handle that kind of problem. I think also the whole thing I always think about is her situation, which we are, and what also happened is uh, this whole story with her, with the motel and her problems and saving her. I never told my sponsors. I don't know if it would have helped at all or not helped.
Oh,
I didn't tell them that this whole adventure was taking place on the side. So even in my book, if you read playing at Sutton East and then playing at the other locations, I never discussed this happening, but this was happening on the side. I think I was younger, this kind of thing, and I already had my girlfriend Delilah had some serious things going on with her family, and I was trying to help her situation too. But this whole adventure with Liz, I didn't tell them about the whole story, and I think they, of course, they would probably have been really surprised to hear such a story taking place, and so I think Liz was able to handle that whole thing, which was really amazing. And I think her mind of thinking was very similar. Sometimes when I was playing tennis, and then I would go back and do just regular, ordinary things, working in my profession, going to college, doing things with just like ordinary people I'd meet outside of tennis. I wouldn't really think too much about tennis, playing people in tennis, things like that. So I think her traumatic experiences she had, she was able to put them aside, and which was pretty good, but she was able to really do this. And I think the whole situation of her really getting pushed to get into this entertainment was really interesting. And I always played along with her her wishes of doing that. I didn't interfere with anything she was doing. I always tried to help her out. I think going back in time, I think things maybe could have been a little better, but that was the situation. I tried to make the most of it, and I think pretty much helped her out where things were able to recover. She met some really crazy people during that time, and I think she was lucky I was around a number of times that I was able to help her out a little. So that was really a whole world of entertainment that was really unbelievable. And I think that is really an amazing story that was happening.
I don't believe you have
So
all these stories. And that whatever happened after that, you never talked to her again, or?
well, I think what happened is we were planning to get married. Everything was
Oh,
okay, and her psychologist had called me. There was some communication problems, and for that, there was unfortunately some kind of a strange thing had happened. And so that is I'm not certain what really is happening with that whole thing, but in fact, so that marriage is really just like put on hold. I don't know what is happening. It's sort of really sad. I think what was happening really honestly was sort of like a crime being committed against me and her. I have no idea what was happening. But in fact, I had known her for a very long time. I knew her from that time when I was about 19, 20 years old, going all the way to about the age of about 44, which is a very long time. So I've always known her, and yeah, hopefully there's some good things on the future. But I think it is an interesting story, and a lot of those stories, like I said, were happening. No one knew about them. They were really intense things going on, and I was able to really make things a little more safe for her, which was good. And then I think one thing with her mother, the mother has no idea what's happening. Really, me and Elizabeth, when she was coming down to the tennis center, and I was meeting with her, we were way past introductions. I mean, we were always screwing. This is I was talking to the mother. They thought I was just someone doing something funny or something, and the idea of Liz and myself were authentic and for real. So that is why I'm saying this story. So that is a really interesting thing. And I think the story of Liz really going ahead with some ideas of getting married is really more of what they had planned. I think the idea is in the entertainment, a lot of people, they talk to each other, and a lot of times they put together entertainment marriage.
Yeah.
I think with Delilah was really my first entertainment marriage, and I think she unfortunately was saying that she had problems and things like that, and so I think Liz was another entertainment relationship that was very nice, and so that's where it ended off. But there was a lot of different things happening over the years, from when I was about 19, 20, all the way to 44. There's all very interesting things happening with entertainment. And one thing about Liz, that she was given that name Chi Ling. Just to clarify, what happened is there is another female with using the same name. There's really basically at least two females using that same entertainment name, and the other actress, she was also at the tennis center. I met her.
Wow.
She's very nice. They look similar. They almost look exactly the same, but just as far as that is concerned, she is a completely separate person. There's nothing to do with this. And that was really one interesting thing just to clear up. And so I think that is very interesting. How they do you think that is completely typical? I think I was explaining, and I had a stand-in, I had a spokesman, all looking the same, similar to me, and those things were already happening. So that idea isn't strange. A lot of people are doing things like that, and
right now.
Yeah, so that was one very interesting thing, and so I think I remember I was discussing about my stand-in that was really learning to act like me, look like me as Mototron, and even went and continued his own career separately, and which is really amazing. There's many different ones. So that was really interesting, and he continued his own career separately. So I think with Liz, there were at least one or more other actresses that, of course, are doing their own thing, which is interesting.
Well, thank you for sharing this. Another tennis legend story, of course, by John Riggio, also architect extraordinaire. How do we contact you, darling?
Yeah, for these tennis sites, you can go to my Facebook page. It's John Riggio, Pro Tennis Player. For my professional work, you go to www.johnriggio.com.
Beautiful.
And I hope you can go on to my pages, read all the different stories, and of course, read the book. The book puts it all together.
Great. Thank you so much, John. Enjoy the rest of your day. Wow. Legendary stories. Never, ever bore me, never cease to amaze me. You always keep this so entertaining. You're the only person I've talked to for so long that is just so compelling. I got to be honest with you. Every time we speak, there's always some substance. We've been talking for a few years now. So, I mean, thank you for sharing. What a life. What a legend. Pick up a copy of his book. Thank you so much. Hopefully the movie will be out soon. We'll talk about that next time. Bye-bye, John.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Let's go inside the mind of a 10-year-old.
I should have worn those earrings today. I like those earrings. Gabby has those awesome earrings. I need to ask her where she got those, but that's just what she would want me to do. I'll have Michaela ask her for me.
Buckle up, Sarah.
Yeah, but then Michaela will be like, why don't you just ask her yourself? That's just like Michaela.
Sarah, buckle up.
Michaela's such a great name. I wish I was called Michaela. There's like a dozen Sarahs in my class.
Hey, we're not hitting the road until you buckle up, honey.
Oh yeah, seatbelt. I forget sometimes because my brain is like busy, you know? I wonder if there's pizza at school today.
Sometimes it can be tough to get through to your kids, but it's not impossible. Always make sure they're wearing their seatbelts, even on short drives. Remember, you have the keys, you have the power. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup for more information.